Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator news and updates, and we've got at the very least some very entertaining news from CaptainSim today. A new BF-108 hitting the simulator, the 737-900, and another new aircraft from BR Sim Designs. So stick around, guys. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides as well as any future guides that come along down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below, and thank you to all of my current subscribers. So starting out with the most ridiculous developer I have ever experienced, and that is my own personal opinion and nothing will change it. CaptainSim explains the missing 767 Captain 3 paint kit. This is ridiculous. This guy or this team, I don't care who it is so over themselves. They seriously need to just go away at this point. So CaptainSim has been releasing products, as it says here in the article, from FS Elite for over 24 years. So over 24 years, and this guy still doesn't get it. Okay, so their issue is now basically, guys, I'm going to make this short and sweet for you. I was going to read through it, but let's just make this short and sweet. He has decided that the 767 will not have any kind of livery paint kit because basically everyone who does a free livery, every single one of you out there who has made free liveries for people, he has decided that you do it wrong. He has decided that you don't use the right engines, that you don't use the right textures, that you cheat your way through it in order to get something that looks like crap and has a 30 to 50% drop in frame rates. Like, get over yourself, dude. You're so full of crap. I mean, this guy is just losing it now. Here is the full explanation that can be found on FS Elite, but this guy is just absolutely like, I am absolutely done with CaptainSim. And I do remember this. You guys remember when the previous aircraft came out and everyone started doing free liveries on FlightSim.2, and he initially put out a big request for FlightSim.to to take it all down and threaten to sue free creators. This guy's a money grabber. And check this out. Check this out. This is my favorite part about this whole thing. Where was it? Oh, here we go. Which, by the way, Captain argues that all painters use a model hack, which results in an ugly cockpit. CaptainSim, at least there is a cockpit. Let's not talk about aircrafts with bad cockpits, because you sell aircraft for $15 that don't even have one. Like, unreal. This guy is a joke. This guy is a joke. I will never again. This will be the last time you hear from me and CaptainSim on this channel. But this is ridiculous. It's just garbage now. It's just absolutely garbage. Anyway, moving on. So next up, another real awesome one from AnyBuilds. They're finally jumping back across the other side of the sea, and I'm really excited for this one. So no more P-40s for the moment, I hope. They've actually gone a different direction with the BF-108. I actually had to look this aircraft up. So the BF-108, as you guys know, the BF series, you guys have probably almost all heard of the BF-109, or also known as the ME-109, the Messerschmitt, that was used very commonly in World War II. So think of this as more as a general commuter aircraft, like the era version of the Cessna 172, right? It wasn't a fighter. It wasn't designed for any kind of combat or anything like that. It was just built by Messerschmitt in 1935, which, irony, it flew through the entire history of the war and then was retired shortly afterwards. But the aircraft follows a lot of the same overall characteristics that you would find in a modern day Cessna, as far as it being a two-seater, a general commuter, just a fun aircraft to sort of go play around in. And it was sold all over the world, is my understanding, as I did some reading on it. But a very simple aircraft to use, obviously, again, back in the 1930s, back in the era of World War II, so you're going to see a lot of the same things. Although AnyBuilds has added a whole bunch of exterior and interior modeling and texturing, sort of to add some of those features that you guys know I love so much, that you can see here on their version of the EFB. You're going to have rain covers and all kinds of really cool stuff that always comes with their aircraft. I love the AnyBuilds aircraft. The retractable wings, I actually think was a pretty slick configuration there, especially if they do like a lot of aircraft I notice are starting to do these days, which is state saving. So it'd be kind of fun to load your aircraft back up and have it in the configuration you left it before, have to fold your wings back out. But it'll definitely be a very nice adjustment to the simulator with a whole new aircraft and something that we haven't seen before. So that'd be kind of fun. PMDG has finally released the final aircraft in their product line for Microsoft Flight Simulator as far as the 737 series goes. The 737-900 and 900ER have finally been released to the simulator, and they can be picked up on PMDG's website for $49.99. Now, initially I said I wasn't going to pick it up, but then I got thinking about how much fun it might be to have the extended range version. So I am going to go ahead and grab it, and you guys are going to see a flight with this particular aircraft shown here on the channel. Now, again, please remember that even though we had been hoping for it, the EFB was not released with this particular aircraft. So hopefully with the release of the final product line aircraft, we can start seeing more development going towards the EFB and see that finally making its way to the simulator. I know they ran into a whole bunch of issues. I will give Robert this. He has been very forthcoming with the community and constantly keeping us up to date onto what's going on. He hasn't tried to BS or bushwhack anybody as far as, holding off some lame excuse. He's been very forthcoming, even mentioning the line of code that has sometimes been an issue in the past. So, we'll just continue to wait for the EFB. I think it's going to be a very huge improvement based on the direction they're going with it. They're basically building the line of code from the ground up that will basically, it's a universal EFB is what they're doing. So it will apply to all of their variants of aircraft, which will make it very, very seamless going from one to the other when using the EFB. So I will give them that. And we'll just have to keep looking out for that. Again, that is going to be $49.99 on PMDG's website for the 737-900 and 900ER. So again, you're getting both variants of the aircraft for $50, which honestly, really, that's not actually bad. So I'm kind of stoked with that one. BR Sim Designs have announced the EMB 121 Zingu. Now, the really cool thing about this aircraft is that it's based very similar on the EMB 110 with a lot of the same similar behaviors, however, completely different fuselage. So it's got the same twin engine turboprop design that we saw in the EMB 110. And they're sort of going a different route with this one with the 121 and bringing it far more to life. Now, there isn't a ton of detail available to the aircraft, although there was a YouTube video that shows the weather radar in action. We don't have a price point or any kind of release date yet, or even a full list of all the features that are going to be available with the aircraft. But it is nice to see another aircraft of this category making its way into the simulator from Microsoft Flight Simulator. And again, there it is right there from the exterior view. So you guys have probably seen a ton of these in various movies and shows. I have, every time I see one of these movies, I think of landing somewhere down in South America, which actually makes perfect sense given the fact the aircraft was designed in Brazil. But I love these type of planes. I thought the EMB 110 was a very fun aircraft. I used to fly it pretty heavily when it first launched. And so I am looking forward to this one. I wish that we had some sort of expectation on a feature list and things like that, but we do know that currently it looks like every switch, circuit breaker, etc. seems to be modeled and accurate to performance. But again, we won't know a whole lot further until further development is announced on the aircraft. So I will keep you guys posted as always. All right, you guys, and that is going to wrap up today's video of news and updates. I basically just wanted to see if you guys found any of those articles interesting. If you guys did, please be sure to comment below and we can share in the conversation. I just wanted you guys to all be aware of the CaptainSim thing, really, as he basically insulted the entire community who does freeware livery. So I wanted to bring that to public light. So the less we support this guy, the faster he'll go away, guys, because at this point, I think that's what needs to happen. But as always, guys, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.